The first thing that I want you to research is the role that you're about to interview for. Now, that might sound kind of funny because you've already applied for this role, but you will be surprised how many people come to me looking for advice on the interview, and when I ask them for details about the role, they don't know what the role is that they're applying for or what the requirements are. Sometimes that's because you've applied for a lot of roles, and sometimes it's because the organization hasn't been clear. But regardless, you want to be crystal clear about the role you've just applied for and that you're going to be interviewed for. So the first thing you can do is go to the job posting you applied for, print that out. Start by highlighting all of the requirements and expectations that you feel are the closest match to your strengths, abilities, experience, and education. Make note of how they align with what you offer. Where do you feel like you add the most value in this position? And then look at areas where your alignment isn't quite as strong. Think about whether or not you have transferable skills or experiences that could demonstrate your ability to perform those functions or fulfill those obligations. If so, make a note of these as well. You also want to make note of what you think the critical requirements are for this job. And this might have come from a phone screening where you actually spoke to a recruiter, or it could just be based on what you see in the job posting. Sometimes employers will indicate something that's absolutely required and something that's nice to have. So you want to make sure that you highlight the areas that are absolute requirements. Now, if you've been called for the interview, chances are you already meet those minimum requirements, but maybe not. So if you don't, you also want to highlight for yourself the areas where you don't quite meet the minimum requirements for the job, because you can almost bet that you're going to be asked about that during the interview. So once you've had a really good look at the requirements, skills, where you have transferable skills, you want to note that and think about how you might address some of those gaps that you have, and also really be clear on where you are the strongest, which areas you can provide the most value.